The following podcast is brought to you exclusively by the Rad Rob Radio Network.
This is PBA champion Kyle Troop.
Hey y'all, Jacob Wetrup here.
Jeff Riggles here from 11thframe.com.
Hey guys, Chuck Ritchie here, formerly of Bowl TV.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Schaefer of track staff at Valley Bowling Center in Waverly, New York.
And you're listening to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr.
Yo, the boys from Straight Up 5, Rad Rob, Dr Ocho, and of course JP Jr.
As you know, JP Jr. used to be introduced as the sexiest man in bowling and now the world. But he doesn't have the best hair in the world. I do. Sorry, bud, but you know the deal. Pick it out. Fear the fro, baby.
Welcome to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. A hard-hitting, in-depth, cutting-edge look into the world of bowling. This podcast will not only cover all things bowling, but will also give you a raw look into real-life issues. You'll get unfettered access into the mind of one of the most gifted bowlers of this or any other generation.
Strike, and they claim it. Similarly does it.
So without further ado, let's introduce you to the hosts of the show. Rad Rob, Rob Francois. Rad Rob, Rob Francois. Dr Ocho. Dr Ocho. And the incomparable Johnny Petraglia Jr. Johnny Petraglia Jr.
Hey guys, welcome back to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. I am your host, Rad Rob, Rob Francois. This is episode 133, and we have a very, very special guest tonight. Before we get into that, let's see who's here in our chat tonight. Our usual faithful are here. We got Amanda Moore in the house. What's going on, Amanda? Good to see you. Good to see you. We got Nico. What's going on, brother? Surprised you didn't yell at me for being 2 minutes late. We got Billy M. What's going on, brother? Oh, we got the one and only Crambone. What's going on, David? Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. Ocho is going to be late tonight, so I don't have to intro him, which is fantastic. I'm so tired of having to blow smoke up that guy's rear end, so thankfully, I don't have to intro him tonight. But I do have to intro the man that everyone came here to see, which is the styling and profiling straight from New Jersey. God, I suck at this. I'm so used to introing Ocho that I just roll off everything I do for Johnny rolls off the tongue. I wish I could roll off Johnny's tongue. Never mind. He is number 7 in your program, number 1 in your hearts. He is the sexiest man in the world. Your resident New York Mets fan, Johnny Petraglia Jr. What's up, JP? Oh, looking slick in that Mets shirt, man.
Got a shout out to Mama Phyllis. I think she bought me this like 10 years ago. So I've already confirmed with you guys. You guys think it looks okay. I'm aware that this is a super schmedium.
Schmedium, yeah.
I was going to wear this beautiful XXX until I realized between the red tape and the red wristband, it'd probably be shitty for me being a diehard Met fan, be rocking Phillies colors, especially right after the polar bear just hit a granny to make it 4-1. So
nice.
Having said that, I've decided to go with the schmedium. I'm suffocating as we speak. So I apologize to our viewers for the extreme mess on this side of the screen right now.
I think you look fantastic. So
I put it on simply because about 20, 25 minutes ago is when we went from 1 down to 4-1. And we need a Mets victory. This is the game. Got to beat them tonight. Got to hold them the next few innings. And then flip over to the Yankees and watch them do their work against KC.
Well, Amanda liked your shirt, so there you go, man.
Thanks, Amanda. Appreciate it, girl.
Your boy Nick says it looks like spandex.
Nick, it literally, bro, I can't pull it off me. It's horrible.
Why aren't you at the Mets game? Because he's right here. He's got a broadcast tonight, man. Nothing.
We've already got plans in the work here for gosh forbid there is a Subway Series. We're already working plans for that game. So I'm gonna kick back and watch the team just continue this just wrecking ball of a run that they've been on for the second half of the season, and just hope it goes well for them. Obviously,
dude, you're getting drilled for this shirt.
I told you, I'm definitely changing in the middle.
No, don't change.
Only because it's hard to breathe. Like it's actually constrictive. Like sometimes when I remember like the women and whatever, even to this day, like with the corsets and shit, I'm like, I forget it. I can't even handle this right now.
What's up, Sting?
At least I'm still representing regardless of the discomfort.
You don't need to breathe. Don't worry about it. Just sit there and look pretty. That's all you gotta do. As you noticed, as always, we have our intro from Kyle Troop. I want to give him a shout out for winning EJ Tackett's tournament that he put on last weekend. The PBA Family of Ford Bluffton Yergis Barbecue Easy Bowl Central Open. That rolls right off the tongue. Congratulations to Kyle, who's put in a lot of work, as you know, since he was on the show with his diet and exercise and getting in the best shape of his career. And it's already starting to pay off. And I congratulated him after the win and told him I was proud of him and looking forward to next year. And he is pumped for next season. But congrats to Kyle Troop on yet another win. So it's always good to see that. Always good to see that.
Oh, dude. I mean, anybody that decides to make a change for the better for themselves in general, and then go out and to actually put it into motion that quickly, it's going to be another skyrocket year for him. I think he's ready for another $500,000 earnings type season.
I agree.
Before you get into anything else, Rob, just real quick, obviously sending love, prayers to everybody, especially our dearest friends, but everybody involved in between Milton and Helene down in the southeast Florida, from all the way from North Carolina down to Florida. And just please, I don't really want to harp on it too much, but please listen to what your governing bodies are saying. It's a sin to hear mayors saying, get out or you're going to die. It's really, really sickening to be smacked back to back. It's a really, really scary time and unprecedented through at least what everything is happening. I know Taryn's down there, but just obviously prayers, thoughts and well wishes to everybody involved with that for sure.
Yeah, my dad lives in Ruskin, which is outside of Brandon, Tampa, St. Pete, that whole area there. And he drove up here Sunday night. So he's with me for the week, thankfully. So,
good.
Thankfully, he got out early before he got stuck in traffic. And unfortunately, at this point, they're telling people if you're still there, just stay home because you don't want to be stuck in bumper to bumper traffic when it rolls through tonight. So
we were showing videos of I-75 yesterday, and you could just imagine the amount of people trying to get out of there. What a cluster that's going to be. But
yeah,
just please, everybody, be as safe as you possibly can during this horrific natural disaster.
Yeah, I talked to Roger Meany, who's down in Naples, and he's hanging in there. I know they had a lot of tornadoes that rolled through there. Nate Garcia, fellow Florida, I'm not a Florida resident. One of our resident chatters is also a Florida resident. Hope you guys are hanging in there. Jeff Skyers, I spoke with him. He's doing good. He went up to Warner Robins, Georgia, with his family. So I'd like to check in on my Florida peeps here in our Straight Up 5 chat. Speaking of Nate, congratulations on your 6th PBA regional win, brother. Very, very proud of you and how well you're bowling lately. You're killing it. He's killing it lately. He's doing very, very well. But hopefully everybody is either out of the state or if you are there, hopefully you're safe. But flooding is what my dad's worried about. He's not worried about the winds and stuff like that. He's worried about his house floating away. But we'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow.
Rob.
Anyways, yes, sir.
Can you see the screaming chicken in the corner?
Yes, I can.
I just noticed that it's in view. That's it.
That's all we got. Okay. Since Ocho's not here, let's bring in our very special guest. We've talked about his business for the last, I don't even know. Probably the last 3 years, ever since we started the show.
Oh, yeah. Even before I moved back here, we were talking about it.
Yep. He gives Johnny P his signature look that everyone loves every month. That's Suite Blendz. He is the owner of Suite Blendz, the one and only Straight Up 5 superfan, Georgie Hart. What's going on, brother? Welcome to the show.
Oh, my boys. What's going on, fellas?
Good to have you here, man.
Such a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me, for real. Thank you.
It's a pleasure and an honor to finally get you on here. We talk about you so frequently, we feel like you're already one of the panelists on the show. So
it's true.
I another special guest.
Hi, Charlotte.
Hi.
Well, now the show is stolen. She could just take it over from here.
Yeah, we don't need to talk to you at all, really.
We don't
Yeah,
need to
that's
do
fine.
anything.
I mean-
You can leave now, George. Nice. Thanks for having me,
I'll
George.
see you guys later.
Charlotte, slide in.
Good run, bro.
Thank you.
Absolutely, honey.
It's very adorable.
Beautiful dress.
Thank you.
It's very cute.
Question
Thank
is,
you.
can I? Wait, never mind. I probably shouldn't ask that anymore. It's too normal.
I am wondering that it's always been Suite Blendz with a Z, but I noticed that your cover page now has the S. Have you gone through a change? Or?
That's a little Easter egg. So
Okay.
when I first had the logo done, they made it with an S, and I got I went up and I posted it.
Gotcha.
Ironically, we talked about this during my last cut.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you have it on the
wall.
Your buddy made for you on the wall.
Yep, my boy got me something made that you've seen obviously on my wall. It says Suite Blendz.
Yeah,
with an S, but it's supposed to be with a Z. So it's kind of like an Easter egg, I guess you could say.
Hey, it'll always be nostalgic, especially as you continue to grow. And speaking of growing, one of the main reasons I wanted you on the show, other than our actual relationship, is I kind of wanted to dive into not only the bowling aspect of our relationship, but the kind of the way like bowling, you can relate bowling to so many different things. And like one of the things that's attractive across the board in any craft that any person pursues is when you're really, really good at something, you tend to attract people that wouldn't be attracted to people that weren't good at something. I mean, everybody's intrigued watching Anthony Simonson. Everybody's intrigued watching Shohei Ohtani or Aaron Judge hit home runs or steal bases. Everybody's intrigued by the best at their craft. And you have not only have you perfected your craft, but you have a murderer's row of people that respect you for what you do in the world of cutting hair. And I guess my question to start before we even dive into bowling is, what got you into this profession? What made you decide to pursue it? And how did you build such a fabulous clientele? We see Bobby Flay in the back. We know you cut Joey Diaz's hair the other week.
I also cut Anthony Simonson.
Simo as well. I mean, you have such a wonderful client base that they'll drive. I mean, I think when Simo, the last time he was here, he drove nearly 2 hours both directions.
Yeah, he was in PA. He was in Bethlehem.
Right. So
he drove all the way to see me for a cut.
So how does that start, and how do you build on that? And how long did it take to build that rapport with your customers?
I mean, listen, bro, I'm lucky to know a lot of people, and a lot of people have put me on to others, such as Simo, like obviously, Matt O'Grady.
Of course.
So I went to Matt O'Grady was doing a storm thing, like a what do you call it? With
like a matchmaker,
like testing the storm balls.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So Simo just so happened to be there, and him and I had met, and we kind of hit it off. We exchanged numbers, and he's like, "Yo, next time I'm in town, I'm gonna text you, and I want you to cut my hair." I was like, "Okay." So obviously, I never hold my breath for anything. So unless I'm underwater, but
that's smart.
He texted me and he's like, "Hey, I want to come in and get a cut." So of course I cut his hair, and from there we got really cool. We got close. Joey Diaz, I met him at a restaurant. We exchanged numbers and we spoke. Literally, we spoke for like over a year before I cut his hair, and we just kept in contact back and forth. I just try to keep a rapport with people. I like to talk to people. I like to meet people, and that's kind of what happened. I just got lucky. There's nothing that I've done other than be myself to receive the clientele that I have. Like
what
Greg
made
T.
you? What brought you into what made you want to do it to begin with? Like, I got into weightlifting because I met Jay Cutler. I appreciate his YouTube content. I appreciate how down to earth he is when he speaks. What got you into your craft? What made you want to do it?
All right. So My aunt owned a salon her entire life, and she gave me a clipper when I was probably 15 years old. So from that point, I started like buzzing all my friends' heads and shaping them up. And then from that point, it just kind of grew. Like my passion for it, I'm like, oh my God, like I really, really love this. So I remember I used to get my hair cut at a place called Headquarters in Marlboro. Now, I worked there for 12 years before I left. And while I was there, all right, so fast forward or rewind it. I was selling cars before I was cutting hair. And I went from selling 20 something cars a month to 18 cars a month to 14 cars a month because the economy just went to trash.
Sure.
So, and this was like 2000 and I want to say 2009, somewhere around there. And it wasn't that I couldn't sell cars. It was that I couldn't get anybody approved because
this was around the time of
the
basically
collapse.
the second recession, the collapse of the housing market.
1000%.
Know it well with Rochelle.
Yeah.
Next, yeah.
So I'm sitting at my desk and I'm like, what am I going to do? Because clearly things are not working out right now. So I said, you know what? What do you love? And it was cutting hair. So I called up the barbershop where I was getting my hair cut at Headquarters. I called up the owner who cut my hair. And I said to him, yo, I can cut hair. Will you give me a job? And he laughed like it was a joke. So I'm like, no, I'm not kidding. Like, I really want to cut hair. He was like, I'll tell you what, bring somebody in, cut their hair, and let me see what you got. I said, no problem. So I literally went in. I knew at that moment, because I wanted to do it, that I was getting this job. I went into the office and I told them at the desk, I'm leaving. This is it. I'm leaving right now. I quit. And they all laughed. They're like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to cut hair. And they started cracking up. They're like, you're going to go cut hair. I'm like, yeah, I honestly, like, I'm good at it. And I feel like I could do that. So long story short, I left. Now I'm in a suit and tie. I pick up a kid named a very well-known bowler, Jonathan Kosha. I pick him up. I bring him with me. I cut his hair. I got a job.
That's badass.
And then from that point forward, I never looked back. And now I've been doing it for over 20 years.
Wow, that's great.
Amanda asked in the chat, and I guess this is a good question. And Taryn basically said she wants a high top fade, which I believe Taryn. But Amanda wants to know, do you do strictly men's cuts?
Yeah, only men. Only because I just women it's too tedious. I'm just not interested in cutting women. Can I do it? I went to school for it, of course. I got a college.
I see how intricate you are with guys' heads.
Yeah,
I can't imagine
firsthand.
It would probably take you 8 hours for one cut on a lady.
I would never even try to do a woman's haircut. Can I do it? Absolutely. It's not hard. Cutting hair is cutting hair. I have guys that come in with long hair too.
Sure.
But it's not, I don't know. It's just something I wouldn't want to do it.
Well, you've certainly done, hi Dina, you've certainly done just fine. And speaking of which, because I see it up here in the corner now, thank you so much for the hookup. And we
of course, bro,
are certainly enjoying promoting Eat Clean Bro. And what a wonderful business Jamie's put together out here. And he's only going to get bigger by the day for all you.
Oh, that guy is absolutely
everything, everybody watching, especially if you're into, rather than doing your own meal prep, if you're looking for a reasonable price for packs specific.
And if you use all capital letters, Bro America 15, you'll get 15% off.
Rob, you got that? This is good to know.
I got that.
Bro America 15. Get 15% off all the food.
Wonderful. Thank you for that.
Of course.
We did not have that info last time. I'm glad we got it up now.
Yep.
Rob, I'm letting you know I got like 5 minutes left of this shirt and I have to take it off. my arms are turning purple.
Yeah, bro. That's because your arms are huge.
And my shoulders are being pushed forward. I can't even put them back. I'm unfortunately going to rip this shirt.
I think you should rip that shirt before you take it off.
I can't. I'll rip it when they win the series.
Well, hopefully it's tonight.
Just save both halves.
That's what.
There you go. 15% off. Bro America, all caps on.
Bro America 15.
Bro America 15. All right.
Oh, sorry. Shit.
Let me fix that.
That's all right.
I'm retarded.
I'm gonna talk to Jamie. I'm gonna get some meals sent to both of you guys. And Ocho, when he comes on, he could have some too.
That sounds.
But he's got to take his mask off to get it.
Ah, see, there you go.
On air.
He's got to take it off.
Doesn't, can I just get his meals too?
Yeah. I mean, if he's not going to take it off, then yeah.
Okay, cool.
But I gotta see this guy's face. I'm tired of seeing the wrestling mask every week.
All I'll tell you is that it's
not too.
We're not 100% sure either.
I've never seen what he looks like. It's unfortunate. I've known him for about 5 years now. Yeah. Anyways, I think he is here.
I need to.
Well, it looks like him. Here he is.
Oh.
I'm not going to give him the intro. I'm just going to, because he's late, so I'm just going to bring him right in here.
There he is. Look at those arms, buddy.
Hi, Oach.
What's up, Oach?
How's my intro? Where's my intro?
You're here.
Hey, so I figured this. Why is Johnny wearing a bench shirt? Are you going for a record tonight? You hitting a PR there, buddy? You got freaking. It looks like my nephew's shirt on when he was 5. What the hell happened? I went with tight shirts too, man.
Eat shit.
Hey, there's a child
on
in the
a
room.
dare. Oh, he's changing. I can change.
Damn, he ghosted you, bro.
What's going on, Oach? I like your farmer's gear.
I had to find the tightest shirt.
Did you come from the cornfields or what, man? What's going on?
Hey, man, look, what can Ocho do?
Nothing. Actual overalls, or they painted on your shirt?
They're oshkosh bagosh, buddy, and let the ladies find out what's lower.
Well, you know what? Amanda actually had something to say about you not being here earlier.
Yeah, I went back to the 3X. You happy now?
No one cares about Ocho's biceps anyway.
That's bullshit.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. I do.
That's literally a lie. Oh, man.
If you were here earlier, you would have realized the reason I took this shirt off to begin with was I thought it was in bad taste to be wearing red and white.
No, I caught it. I actually caught it as I was.
As a Mets fan, yeah.
No, I'm a pro. actually. I was. I actually put it on as I was trying to get my daughter.
Speaking of clothes, what are you wearing? Old McDonald's? Like, is this a new wrestler? Who are you? What are you doing?
Dude, what can Ocho do? What can you think I couldn't bale some hay or something like that? You
could husk corn. You could milk cows. I mean,
we got Hey, we got lots of cotton fields down here, man. You're welcome to come down here and pick some cotton too.
Yeah, seriously. Anyway, can we please get back to our
back to eat clean, bro? Yeah, no.
Well, Georgie laid out a challenge to you, Oach. If you take the mask off, I'll get you
free meals.
Free meals from Eat Clean Bro.
But I've got to be on camera.
On air.
It'll happen tonight.
Not tonight?
It'll happen tonight.
Then we all have to suffer. Thanks.
Awesome. No one even knows what I look like. What does that even mean? That's why I do this all the time.
Nobody does. Yeah,
cripes.
All right, cripes. Georgie, let's switch gears and let's go over to bowling because obviously this podcast is based around bowling.
Sure.
So,
when do we start doing that?
We always ask on this show, whether it's Belmo, whether it's Marshall Kent, whether it's John Mazza, Danny Wiseman, we ask everybody what got you into bowling. We don't care what level you're at. We don't care if you bowl amateur, high rollers, pro tour, college, high school. But I've known you for nearly, I'd say almost 25 years. Is that a safe bet?
Yeah, I'd say we go back like car seats.
Yeah, that's a good.
So since you were definitely in St. John Vanny.
Yeah, good old home dome. So I guess what sparked your interest in the world of bowling? And then what kept it?
I mean, obviously, our rest in peace to my mother. She is the reason why, because she was the food and beverage manager of Strathmore Lanes. And I would say around 8 years old or so is when I kind of got into it. And it's honestly what kept me out of trouble. because when I was younger, I wasn't a good kid. Like I had zero guidance because my father wasn't around. Like I'm not trying to get emotional, but I've been through some shit growing up. And I got kicked out of all Hazlitt district schools in 6th grade. So I went to like an alternative school in Tinton Falls. And it was because of bowling that probably kept me out of jail. My mother made sure I had an activity to do. And she's the one that's like, oh, try bowling, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I got into it and absolutely fell in love with it. I mean, am I going to go on tour? No. Do I throw it good? Absolutely. There's nobody in this state that can say I don't throw it good. But the end of the day, it's because I just love it. I love bowling. I would do it 7 days a week if I could, but my arm wouldn't hold up.
That's admirable, and thank you for sharing all that personal stuff with us. That was really, really cool. And I'm sure there's tons upon tons of people who can all relate to it in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So that's
well,
really cool.
Bowling is definitely what kept me out of trouble. It's literally been a blessing to my life, honestly, bowling.
I'll tell you, man, when I was out in Vegas running my shops, obviously you would know and assume the top 3 addictions and problem causing shits in Vegas are drinking, gambling, and what's the hell is the third one? I was just going to say drugs.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many people over my 8 or 9 years that I was involved in pro shops out there came in, bought like an entry-level resin bowling ball, and then wound up becoming my best customers. And I remember distinctly because obviously, I smoke cigarettes. When I would take my breaks, there were these 2 guys, I won't use their names just to protect their identities, but there were these 2 guys in particular that they would always meet me for a smoke at the bar inside Sunset Station. And I'd say, dude, it's been really, really cool over these last year or so watching you go from a beginner bowler to like now you're averaging 180. You got 2 triple rollers. You got this, you got that. And their stories were, I enjoy this so much more than slot machines. And it's because to them, what saved their lives was bowling because their biggest addiction in Vegas was entering a casino and walking into the casino. At Sunset Station, the luxury was you could come in and go straight into the bowling alley. You never even had to see the casino. The only form of gambling you would see is the 8 machines at the bar inside Sunset Station's bowling alley. And it was pretty cool to see. Meanwhile, I'd be locking up the doors at 7 p.m. when the leagues would start. And the first place I wanted to go was left into the casino and go play slot machines. The last thing I wanted to do was go.
Of course.
But it's so thanks for sharing that story with us. Here's one.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me on for real. And the one thing I gotta say, what makes me laugh the most is when people bowl 3-4 nights a week and they go, "Oh, I hate bowling." I'm like, dude, no, you don't. If you hated bowling, you would be bowling 3-4 nights a week. Like, knock it off. Stop. You don't sound cool when you do that. You're here because you love this. Like,
I've said that too.
Everybody takes it for granted. Like, dude, bowling's awesome. I don't care what anyone says. Bowling is so fun. The people around.
I can't lie. I've said it a handful of times, but I'm lying. You're right. I'm 100% lying.
1,000%. It's almost like people say that because they like want to sound cool. And
it's just to feel better about yourself about wasting the night about bowling like shit. But I don't say it too often either. Though. Even on bad nights, I don't say it too often. I only bowl 1 night a week.
But there's people that say it and they bowl like 4 nights a week.
You know me. I always try and give people the benefit of the doubt. So like the most I'll give to somebody that says they hate bowling that bowls 3 or 4 times a week is probably somebody from our generation or slightly older. Because like when I was in, say, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, I wish it was cool for me to tell all the hotties in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, hey, my dad's a professional bowler. As I'm rocking a pair of purple sweatpants with a matching tie-dye shirt, and I was like 60 pounds overweight. And it's like, oh yeah, bowling, real cool. It's like going out with somebody who plays Fortnite all night nowadays. To me,
yeah,
it's
of
like,
course.
It was nothing against Fortnite, nothing against it.
Yeah, of course not.
But we grew up in an era where bowling was like man, you are a goddamn. You're like not even a nerd. You're like lower than whale shit. So I would, and now that entire thing has at least changed somewhat because seemingly, I guess, as you just get older, people don't give a shit about what other people do anymore. Say that they do, but people are going to bitch about whatever they want to bitch about, and nobody gives a shit what's cool, what's not cool. And the fact of the matter is, you're bowling 3 or 4 times a week. Not only is bowling cool, it's cool to you also. So, meanwhile, I want to know if you really shaved MAGA into the back of this head, or if this is
MAGA?
a joke.
I could do that in a heartbeat. I could do a lot. I could put your emblem in your head if you wanted.
We're gonna have to make an
like a branding iron or something like that, or is it like actually with like, oh, I got a new pumpkin carver. That's what you use.
It's actually like the trimmers, like what barbers use to shape you up at the end. That's what I would use to do that.
I haven't gone in a while. I don't know if you can tell. So.
I don't know. Take the mask off. Let me see, pal.
Get us free eat clean, bro.
About?
Let me see what's going on. Let me see.
Or at least clean the old McDonald's.
You got facial hair or what?
Come on, just do it. Just get it
do
over
it
with.
For the people, bro. The people have been waiting.
Rip off the Band-Aid, bro. Come on.
We know you have big arms, buddy.
We will.
We want a giant head too, obviously.
We know you're not frozen, Oach.
He's playing it off pretty well, though.
You're doing very, very well. But
damn, I cramped up. Shit, that's a problem.
Your left knuckle was moving. Anyway, congrats to the
my
Mets.
moose knuckle was moving.
Thanks to everybody for notifying me that the Mets won. I appreciate that.
The Mets did win, huh?
Huh?
The Mets won?
The Mets won. I didn't want to have the television on. I didn't want to have my...
Rob just took his green screen down. He's in an actual room.
I want to show Georgie what I got.
What
I got back here.
Holy shit!
All right.
What the fuck?
We couldn't already tell by the shirt that Rob's wearing that half the mic is covering.
Where's the?
Go.
I need to get an Adam Kokesh sign or something. Adam Kokesh will be the best president ever.
I am unabashedly a patriot, so.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I dig it. I dig it.
Certain people don't like that on this show, but that's
all right. I mean, we're it's not a political podcast, but at the end of the day, you got to do what's right.
And at the end of the day, Absolutely. It is our podcast, so we can do whatever the hell we want. Rob always chooses to do whatever the hell he wants, but he also basically keeps us running like 99.9%. So we just let him go.
True story.
And I'm seeing more and more of his neck each week, which is great.
It's still lost. That's not. You're lying. You're literally.
I'm
lying.
working on it.
I saw a Popeyes that was burnt down, and it said we were closed one day, and Rob Francois came by and freaking hit a sock and a cue ball and ran through the whole thing because he was that upset. Stole all our flour and salt. Rob, where's all that flour and salt?
In my belly.
Good job, Rob.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
But he did it up here, so he got away with it. We don't fight crimes outside of our own city.
No, you don't.
Georgie, first off, what time do we have you until? We always make sure that our guests know.
You can cut me off now, or you can cut me off later. It's up to you.
All right, see you, buddy.
Shoot him now!
We always make sure that we don't keep anybody.
Yeah, good.
But my next question for you is, let's go back to bowling here for a second.
Sure.
What is your fondest bowling memory to this point in your life? And before you answer that, you did mention last night while we were outside during league at Majestic, you said that you had hurt your shoulder from playing hockey.
Yep.
You said you would take a break from hockey because bowling and your profession are the things that bring the bread home. And observing you and your team on Tuesday, I understand you've made money a lot in bowling. What is your fondest bowling memory ever?
My fondest bowling memory is actually off the lanes, but inside the bowling alley.
Oh, that's a good one.
It was being able to, so like I told you, my mother was the food and beverage manager of Strathmore. My fondest memory is being able to go up to Strathmore and order dinner with my mom and just hanging out at the bar with her and eating before either I bowled or going out with my friends. And that will always remain my fondest memory of bowling.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, it's always my mother.
You know what's funny is I asked my dad the very same question. He's got a couple different ones, but one of the ones that he always said was he used to leave school in Brooklyn and then walk to Maple Lanes, and he would clean the tables, the approaches. He would clean for 3 hours so he could bowl for 1 hour for free and get a complimentary burger and fries with a drink from the snack bar inside Maple Lanes. And he said bowling for free for an hour was insanely amazing. But sitting there and eating that burger, I've never had a burger like it since. And this is like 12-year-old dad talking. So think about of all the things he's done in his bowling career, and he still thinks about the Maple Lanes burger from 1960.
I mean, dude, your father is who he is, and he will always be a legend in this game, and will be mentioned for the rest of eternity when it comes to bowling. So
thanks.
That's absolutely amazing. That something like that is what intrigues him the most.
Totally.
How is Dad doing? Is he doing all right?
Oh, he's happier than a pig in shit right now. The Mets are in the NLCS.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
Oh, he's good, man. You know, he's got a nice routine these days in his late 70s. He practices almost every day, whether it's 10 shots or an hour. He subs randomly. The community that my family lives in is a retirement community, and like half the neighborhood is like his friends from Brooklyn. And there's actually a full league at Howell Lanes that everybody in this community bowls. So he's got them 1 day a week. He's close friends with retired police chief Larry Fisher and his group of guys that bowl every single Sunday morning. So he goes he's the mayor of Howell Lanes now. He's got the mural on the wall in the bar. He serves himself decaf coffee. They don't even sell decaf coffee in the bar there. And, he does his shit. He's got Parker Bone and Leslie down at Rev Rates with the Bone Boys, and he's got John Fury in the shop. And it's 10 minutes up the road from his house. He's doing fine. Plays golf a couple times a week with the guys from the neighborhood at his country club over in Marlboro. He's living the dream.
He deserves it. I mean, he's.
I told you, Johnny. When you're ready, we'll go to Pebble Creek. My boy owns it. We'll go hit some balls, bro.
I'll bring some glow in the dark balls and go right now.
Well, I don't know if we can get on right now, but if I made a phone call, we probably could.
We may have to walk, but we can figure it out. But yeah, anytime. You know me, I'm pretty free during the days, so you just let me know.
So I'm a Boston guy, and obviously Bobby Flay is from the area. How cool is that dude, like in person?
So here's the deal. So I cut Greg T. He was on the Z100 morning show, and he was on 103.5 morning show.
Yep.
He own radio show. So I met him years ago when I worked at headquarters. Like I would say about maybe 10 to 12 years ago, I met him. And he was in the barbershop, and I wasn't even cutting him. Somebody else was cutting when he was talking. And I remember my bus driver in like high school used to have the show on all the time in the morning. So I recognized his voice.
Yeah.
He was talking, and I was like, I said something to my client that I was cutting. I'm like, dude, that's Greg T from Z100 morning show with Elvis Duran. And he's like, no way. I'm like, dude, I know that voice. I've heard it for the last however many years. And sure enough, he was leaving. He's like, all right, guys, have a good day. And he was walking out. I was like, okay, Greg T. And he turned around and he started laughing because when my boy Chris was cutting him, he goes, oh, what do you do for a living? He's like, oh, I'm a gym teacher in Piscataway. So he lied about what he did. He didn't want anybody to know who he was. He just said, oh, I'm a gym teacher in Piscataway.
Right.
So when he was leaving, and when I said to him, oh, all right, Greg T, have a good day. And he started laughing. He came back and he's like, how the hell did you know who I was? And I was like, bro, are you kidding me? Like, your voice is so distinctive. Like, there's no way anybody wouldn't know who you are.
Sure.
So,
that's awesome.
So from that point, he started booking appointments with me. We got close. He was actually he was there when I got engaged. He was there when I got married, like at my wedding. Wow. I became very, very, very tight with him. And till this day, I still cut him every Friday. Every Friday, I cut his hair. He comes in.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
It's very John Gotti-like, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Every single. Yeah, he has to be. like super sliced all the time. Get one neck hair, it's like, get that shit out of here.
He always
Oh,
says,
Sean's spitting facts right now, by the way. Well, he's
Who
talking
is?
about me. Sean Riccardi in the chat spitting facts.
What's up, Sean?
Sean, I hope you're safe, bro. And I certainly know you and your wonderful family are smart enough to go somewhere safe. Robbie P, good to see
Rob.
you.
What's up, brother?
Eat that fucking rat. Let's go, Mets. Hi, Tammy.
He should throw a bowling ball and actually split a hurricane, I bet, actually. So that's the truth. I've seen him do it. Like Brett Favre throwing a ball underwater, Sean can do the same thing.
bro, Sean is, I want to say this on live, and I hope he's watching, obviously. Sean is one of the most greatest talents that New Jersey has ever come out with.
Stupid good. Stupid good. Can't miss. Stupid good.
Unbelievable. His backswing it's a pendulum. Every time.
Effortless.
I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it in my life. That guy, nobody replicates shots like him.
It's like he just lets the ball do the work, and he knows where to put the ball to do the work. It's freaking amazing to watch. I mean, shoot, I got to see him bowl for a long time, and
we're talking about Sean Riccardi, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Airbud. Yeah, we're okay.
It's just so damn effortless. Like the guy just comes back a little bit, cocks it, and then just the ball just hits like a freaking Mack truck.
What's crazy to me about Sean is
I don't care how old he gets, it never
changes.
Don't
say it. Don't say another word. Because I was just about to say, everybody always wants to talk about like Paul Rudd and how at 55 he looks younger.
Like he did in 40-year-old virgin.
25. Sean, when I was 18 or like 16, Sean told me he was 40, but I think Sean is still 40.
Yeah, bro.
He's 45.
Unbelievable. He's unbelievable. The guy is a fucking animal.
Fuck, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
It doesn't matter. Obviously, a house shot he crushes, but even on tough shit, like.
No, the guy he freaking does shit at nationals all the time.
It doesn't matter what conditions out there. He figures out a way.
Bro,
always.
He's an animal and nothing changes. Game doesn't change. It's unreal.
Welcome to the 50 Club, Sean. Fucking A right.
Sean is definitely my hero when it comes to bowling. I love that kid.
Was certainly one of my.
Didn't him and Reisner like just freaking obliterate the Nationals that one time? Like, I don't know, about 10 years ago. They were like, I mean, I don't know if they won, but him and Reisner had like a freaking insane.
Why don't you ask him?
Because he's not here on the show.
Sean is right.
You know everything. Here. You know everything about this shit.
Oh, I know this.
Don't be punchy. Don't be punchy. Now you're being rude.
You're being rude.
Now you're being rude. What are you, not a pro? I only deal with pros.
Sean's in the chat. Why don't you ask him?
Fuck him.
I know he's got at least a 300 at the Bowlers Journal.
I seriously, I thought you would know that shit. Honestly, I'm going by your bowling repertoire.
My repertoire is more PBA based.
Well, man, what the hell am I thinking of? What did he bowl with? What'd you bowl with Reisner then?
I'm back.
I've never bowled. I've only bowled against.
No. He wrote. I never bowled with Reisner. I thought him and Reisner freaking like crushed something.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, they got blowjob titles. Good for you guys. All right.
Exactly.
Hey man, look, some people collect stamps. I'm good with that. You're fine.
Say that again, George. I'm sorry.
So what'd you say?
I said, what'd you say, George? I'm sorry.
Reisner's the legend, man.
The legend.
That guy's incredible.
We'll never forget $8.99 at Hill Lanes with the Super Beast.
I want to show you guys something.
Oh, that was a Columbia ball, Super Beast, right?
Reisner used to take a house ball and throw it for his 300th shot, for a 300, and like just for the fuck of it. He had so many of them. He'd be like, "All right, I got the front 11. Let me grab." He'd grab a ball off the rack, see if his thumb fit in it, pop it out, and then he would throw it just to see if he could do it.
The scariest thing to me about Mike Reisner is the fact that he could squeeze my head and bust it like a pumpkin.
Like, dude, I used to play a lot of golf with him. I was like, man, if I had your frame, I'd be a world-class power lifter. I would have won every freaking.
Calves are bigger than your arms.
His calves touch when he walks.
Yeah.
They're insane.
And how can you get your swing vertical like that?
Dude, all the way up like this.
And then collapse your wrist at the top and still be that gentle at the bottom.
He's a monster too, bro.
He's wide open, and then he's
an anomaly. He's an anomaly. It's stupid.
I want to throw something up on the screen here. You guys are talking about age and ageless wonders. Just this is something I saw the other day that I thought was kind of funny.
All right, I'm going to solve this Rubik's Cube while you're doing that.
This is a 52-year-old in 1984. This is a 62-year-old in 2024. That to me blows my mind.
Isn't Noriyuki Pat Morita my age in this photo? I want to see if I can get this done while we're actually having this photo on. I'm almost there. Hang on.
Rob, take it down quick.
Wow,
no way.
Look
at that.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
But I thought that was crazy just seeing that. Like, I thought Miyagi was older than that, but apparently he wasn't.
Well, he's dead now, so.
He's calling Pat Morita or Noriyuki.
He's dead now.
Why don't we call him Arnold from Happy Days, man? Like, what the hell? Give the guys due. Give him his freaking first break.
Totes, my goats.
Right on.
George, are you your location is second to none. I say this every single time I get to your shop. You have, I could literally put a bed in your shop and just live in that plaza and always have everything I needed. Are you comfortable where you are? Do you foresee yourself staying there? Have you ever even considered expanding, hiring more, employees, or is this strictly you? I know you're there 5 days a week from sun up to sundown, basically. Yeah. I know you work your ass off to enjoy your 3-day weekends. Any thoughts of expansion or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to expand. The problem is barbers are assholes.
Okay.
And I'm very strict with myself, so I would hold everybody else accountable as well.
You'd be a dictator boss, but not to a fault, basically.
Like
you hold the standard high.
There's a reason why. I've worked in my 20 years. I've only been in 3 barbershops before I opened up my own thing, and I was always the first one in and the last one to leave. And that's why I was made manager in every single barbershop I've ever been at, and that's the reason why I had a key. So guys would come in, and the hot towels would be in the towel warmer, TVs would be on, the music would be on, the lights would be on. People would walk in, their clients would be there waiting, and I'm in there cutting my clients, and it was just simple for them to just come in because that's who I am. I conduct myself in a very high manner. Like my first appointment every week or every day is 8:00 a.m. I'm there at 7:30, and I'm sitting there at 7:30 in the morning with my Starbucks down the block because they just opened up a Starbucks in my plaza. So I get my Starbucks and I go in, I put my towels on, I have my music on, and I'm just waiting for my client to come in. I'm just relaxing. But I'm always the first one in and the last one to leave, like even in this place. So they're called salon suites. So it's my business and then whatever, 15, 16 other people's businesses, whether it's salons, nails, skin. They do all types of stuff in my plaza. But I'm always the first one in. I'm literally turning the lights off, and I'm normally the last one to turn the lights, or I'm the first one to turn the lights on, and I'm the last one to turn the lights off when it comes to my business. And
well, it speaks volume as to your success.
Absolutely.
If you want to be successful, you got to push yourself. And the one thing I'll encourage to your viewers or to anybody else is, if you don't love what you do, then stop doing it and figure out what you love to do and figure out how you're going to make money doing it.
No true.
Well, I guess I need to stop doing the show then.
When you love what you do, it's not work anymore.
No, it's true. No, you're absolutely right.
I only, believe it or not, I only work 4 days a week. I work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And when I leave on Saturday, I'm anxious to get back to work on Wednesday. And the reason
George,
why
we have another hero sighting here saying hello to you. We've been graced by the ever dangerous Joe Pompilio.
Oh, that's my dude right there, bro. That's my guy.
We're sitting here talking about Sean Riccardi. How can we forget the Pompster?
You can't, because he is the definition of revolution.
Oh yeah.
That guy knows how to peel it, and he's done it forever.
He could peel it with a friggin' Minotaur.
Dude, and he
remember that ball?
Everybody else could.
A fucking Minotaur. That
Dude,
ball.
He's so good. Pomp is that guy. That's
Ryan says it. That's a good line there. The challenge of monetization of your passion. It's funny because you're talking about consistency. Everybody knows I'm a Jay Cutler fanatic.
Yeah.
Jay Cutler is, in order to be Mr. Olympia, you have to legit be the definition of consistency. You have to eat the same times every day, the same meals. You have to go to bed for X amount of hours. You have to train for X amount of hours. You have to avoid, right? But Jay Cutler only made as much money as you can make winning Mr. Olympia. He took, like you said, something he loved for his whole life, and he opened a YouTube channel, and now he's got one of the most successful supplement industries in the business as well as apparel. Yeah. So he took something he loved. He never worked a day in his life. I mean, if you want to say Mr. Olympia's daily grind wasn't fucking work, you're out of here.
I mean, that's way harder than a fucking 9-to-5er, man. That's for damn sure.
Hey, just think about this for 1 second, real quick. I know we always spill this over, but this is relatable. If he's there sun up to sundown, first one lights on, last one lights off, he doesn't want to deal with people who don't have that same mentality, right?
Of course.
I want you to imagine you go and you want to become a bodybuilder and you stick to a training regimen for 10 years straight. Let's just say it's 10 years. Not one fucking time in there, not one time do you go to a bar with your buddies and have 3 beers. Not one fucking time. And if you do, it's right after you won the Olympia when you can scorch down.
That's the only time you can, because that's the only time you get empty calories.
I can't even consider if I'm going to live that lifestyle. Like, I love to lift weights, but I don't know if I could ever say, you know what? I'm just going to go like to Parks Casino, drink a half a bottle of tequila, and pass out for a day and then get back on it. Like, they don't do that. They are so ridiculously. They are the 1%.
Think about the people that like fighters, like boxers, the guys in MMA, how hard they train, right? And then it's like you got to go in for weigh-in. Like these guys are eating fucking lettuce like the day before, and
they're water loading 5 days before just to pee out every excess calorie they can, man.
You gotta make weight, and it's
horrible.
That's not easy, man.
George, and actually Rob and Ocho, I don't know if I ever told you the guys this either. Dad did a lot of charity work with former heavyweight champ and only got all 3 belts at once, Evander Holyfield. He did a lot of charity work with Evander Holyfield about 30 years ago in the mid-90s. Evander Holyfield said that in order to train for a 3-minute round in the ring, it's approximately 3,000 hours. So like the same way an Olympian has to train every day for 4+ years to hopefully come in second in the qualifying heat of the 200 meter by 0.2 of a second.
Right.
Like you missed by 0.2 of a second. Now you got to go train for 4 more years to get 0.2 of a second better. Or it's the same thing in the boxing ring. Like, people don't appreciate how much work goes into what the greatest in the world in anything, and I'm not talking just sports, actually have to do to get to that level.
So a funny thing is, so when I first started cutting hair, the owner, Greg, that used to cut my hair, that gave me the job, was like, dude, you need to be on a floor basically for 6 months and you're going to be our bitch. So now 3 months in, like I used to just sweep up hair, answer the phone, watch these guys cut, and I used to get them food. I was literally their bitch. Whatever they asked me to do, I had to do it. So for 3 months, I did that. He told me I had 6 months to do it before he'd give me a station inside of the shop. So he went on vacation. He went to Florida. And now we were in an extremely busy shop. We were like the first ones around that did the straight razor that you get in Perth Amboy. We were like the first one, and we brought it to Marlboro, to like this rich white area where people were losing their minds. Like, holy shit. Like, I never had a razor on me before. These kids had no idea what it was like. Skin fades, had no idea. So he goes on vacation, and now we're slammed. So I'm sweeping up, answering phones. I'm getting food. I'm their bitch. So they go, yo, G, you need a cut. And now I knew what I was doing, but I didn't understand it. So I was watching these guys trying to learn, all right, how to do a skin fade, how to do a low skin fade, a mid skin fade, a skin tape up where it's just the temples in the back. Like I had to learn all of this stuff. And that's
That you
why
had basically already learned by watching.
so that's
You've
exactly
never actually applied yet. That's
Yeah,
badass so far. Keep going.
So he goes to Florida and we're slammed. There's walk-ins everywhere. The guys go, yo, put a barber jacket on, you're cutting hair today. I'm like, I'm not ready. They're like, it doesn't matter. Like, you're in. They literally threw me to the wolves. And that's how I learned to cut hair, because I was drowning.
That's the only way to do it, though. That's
You
the
know,
only way
dude,
to
there's the two schools of thought. There's the, I'm going to hold my hand under your tummy while you're wearing the swimmies, or I'm going to throw you in the pool. And if you sink, I'll come save you, but hopefully you don't sink. You know?
And that's exactly what happened. And they started putting customers in my seat, and I was like, all right, like, you're going to learn by your mistakes now, buddy. And that was it. I started going, and I never looked back. And I'll tell you what, not a day goes by that I regret any of it. I love what I do. I have a huge respect for anybody with talent, especially in this industry. And I wouldn't be where I am today without that shot. So I appreciate the look that I got by just getting thrown in there and telling me, like, dude, sink or swim, figure it out. Like, there was nobody that was going to stop and help me. It was like, yo, get in there, do your thing, and figure it out. And then from there, I went to school. I got my license, and in school, I learned how to do girls' hair, nails, like nothing.
Now, is this still? You still have to go to cosmetology school for this, or is that what it is?
Well, now they have a barbering program, but like when I went to school,
I was going to say, is there a specific barbering program, or at that time they just taught you everything?
No, it was cosmetology. So I learned about like nails, skin diseases, skin disorders. You know, you have to learn about anatomy because there's certain parts of the head that where you're going to cut someone's hair, like at the back of the head, it's called the apex. So it stands up the highest. So when you're cutting, like that needs to be a certain length compared to everything else. Like,
interesting.
It's not easy. I can tell you that right now. And I had to learn all that girl shit. Like, I'm not doing perms. I'm not doing color. I'm not doing any of that. So,
and it's a profession that will always be needed.
Of course. And everything that I learned, you know, I taught myself by watching. No one taught me. There was no YouTube when I first started. You're talking over 20 years ago. You need to turn on YouTube now. You want to learn how to cut hair. It's easy. I didn't have that. Wanted clients. I was going to the mall handing out business cards, trying to cut people for free to get them in, because I knew once I cut them, hopefully they'd stay.
That's old school.
It was a long journey, but I'll tell you what, I don't regret any of it, and I'm glad I grew up in that era where you actually understood what hard work was, because now you just log on and, I mean, you know what OnlyFans is, right? I mean, it's so easy to have a body and be able to just sell it online. Like
Johnny should. I've been trying to tell Johnny he needs to start his own channel, his OnlyFans. But
I'm not gonna lie. I talked about it with Martha. I did. I talked about like getting on OnlyFans and maybe just hiding my face and like sticking to foreign countries and like just selling some thrills. And then I was
going to call it OnlyFan. So that was my thing.
That's kind of what I figured too. I mean, I take, no, that's too graphic. Never mind. We'll just leave it. We'll just do it.
No, tell us all about this venture.
We'll tell you all about it on Tuesday next week.
Fair enough.
Martha's a venture capitalist, so I mean, she's a smart
entrepreneurial.
She is.
Yeah. No harm, no foul. So, I was gonna say something here, but
you told us about OnlyFans. Hell yeah.
I'm down, dude.
It was. Oh yeah, I was gonna say earlier when you said when you had to dive right into it. You know what's so funny is, like, obviously I learned a lot about bowling from my dad. I learned a lot from the people I was close to me, Parker Bone especially. But you know what's crazy is there was a time in my life for, I would say honestly, a solid year and a half. Everybody that knows me knows that when I go to bed at night, I always turn on bowling. I turn on some PBA show between 1975 and the current year. And I pick one, basically blindfolded. And 9 out of 10 times I could tell you who's on every show, who's the winner on every show. It's really fucked up. It's actually kind of gross, definitely nerdy. And Ryan, Holy Fats page.
You got one of those?
But I went through
Is Rod's neck on there?
You're an asshole.
It has to be. I went through a period in my life for about 1.5 years, 2 years. I fell in love with, sorry if there's any kids here, but I would
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I would smoke a joint and I would lay on the couch and watch Bob Ross paint.
Yeah.
And I woke up one day after like 1.5 years and I said, I can do this. And I went out and I got all the Bob Ross colors. I got the alizarin crimson, the phthalo blue, the titanium white. I got all the different brushes, the fan brush, I got the canvases, I got the liquid clear, I got everything, bro.
Yeah.
And the first painting I ever did, I'll never remember. I did it at Rochelle's place in Vegas. And she brought her kids out to look at it. Like, they couldn't believe that I painted it. Because all I was doing was I would stand in the garage and literally just mimic the video in my head. And just like, I was a really good painter, and I've never touched a paintbrush in my life up until that point.
So it's easy.
But here's the difference, though. I was doing it to entertain myself. He was doing it with somebody else's dome. Like, if I fuck up my painting, I have another.
You're fine. There's no harm.
Fucks up the guy's dome. The guy goes to the owner and says, "Who the fuck just cut my hair? My head is ruined for the next 2 months. I'm suing you. I'm never coming back." Whatever it is they're gonna say, right? That's the part where it takes a very, very special brain to take.
Yeah, there's no starting over with him.
True.
You took a plunge and you just flat out went for it.
There's no starting over when it comes to cutting hair, bro. One swipe could fucking end it all. Like, that's it.
What if the guy
have a hiccup
sneezes or something?
Yeah, you could hiccup or something. Like, what the hell happens if you hiccup or sneeze or freaking like gotta crack a rat real quick and you try to hold your cheeks in and you fucking jab the guy?
No, you know the sneeze is coming. You take the clippers away and you fucking sneeze. You don't sneeze in the middle of cutting. You know?
I mean, they'll hold their hair together a little better, but that's probably what you got gel for. So I guess that's different.
You just put a little extra gel on it and send them out.
They'll never know the difference.
No, never. Not until they get home, at least.
No, it's Paul Mitchell. No, it's George Mitchell.
I mean,
No,
have you
it's the
ever
Heart
like
Foundation.
have you ever like just fucked up and like, oh man?
Oh, dude, when I first started, absolutely.
Yeah.
I fucking ruined. I remember. You want to hear a funny story?
I want to know how the people react to it.
So one time I was cutting hair, right, and this kid wanted to skin tape up, and this is like 2 months of me having my own station cutting hair. So I was cutting hair for like literally 3 months. And
are you saying that like you were comfortable at this point, or still getting used to it?
No, you're getting your feet wet.
I was not 100%. No.
Yeah, you're getting your feet wet still.
You weren't quite in your rhythm yet. Okay.
So I was cutting this one guy, and he wanted to skin tape up. So I went too high on the tape up, and I knew I was too high. I knew it. So
can you describe what a skin tape up is? Is that
a tape up is just when you do the temples and the neck. That's all you fade. So
okay, so you do like a 2 up there or something, and like
so around here you don't touch. You just do the temples and the back of the neck. So like the nape of the neck. So,
again, I'm out of touch, obviously.
Yeah, that's
so
okay.
if I still had more hair here, it would be the temple down.
Yes.
Right on.
I was cutting his hair, and I knew I went too high. So I'm sitting there cutting, and I'm trying to get like one of the other barbers' attention because I knew I fucked up. I'm like, dude, I need somebody's help to fix this. Like, what am I doing? So I put on the biggest attachment I had on my clipper, and I knew it wasn't going to cut the guy's hair. So I'm just pretending I'm cutting hair, and I'm trying to get the other barbers' attentions. So I'm like looking at Barber Paul, the one barber Alex, Greg. I'm looking at all these guys, and everybody's looking at me, and they look down. And I'm like, bro, like I'm fucking drowning here.
You're on your own, motherfucker.
Help me, fuck. So I'm sitting there and I'm pretending I'm cutting. And nothing is clipping because I got the biggest guard on. And
are you making the noise like zzz?
There's no noise.
Everyone's
it's just the vibration of the clipper going. and I'm trying to get their attention. Nobody looks at me. So I stopped. I got so pissed off and I got so upset that I went in the back. I was like, give me 1 second to the client. And I left him in the seat and I went in the back and I ate my ham and cheese sandwich that I ordered from
Holy shit, you had lunch.
Bro, I left him in the seat. I was in the back for like over 20 minutes. Finally, my boss came in the back. He goes, yo, G, what are you doing? I'm like, bro, I know you seen me asking you for help and you fucking left me drowning. I'm not going back out there, have someone fix it. So I stayed in the back until one of the other barbers, his name was Andrew, he fixed his haircut, and I stayed in the back until he left. I wouldn't go back out there. I was so embarrassed, bro.
You were anger eating. You were pissed off at your coworkers. You're pissed off at, man.
Bro, I was so angry. I was like, you know what? Whatever then. You don't care, then I don't care. So I went back, and I sat there until he left. I did not get out of that seat until he left.
But I bet you never made that mistake again, though, of like going too high, right? Because that's like the time to lose.
But you know what? That's how I learned. So
that's how you learn. Dude, that's the problem. The best thing about mistakes is learning from them, man. That's the whole point. Like this, you can learn all you want in your schooling, but like, man, until you get out there, like you said, you get thrown to the wolves. I'm sure by month 5, you were probably freaking tap dancing while you're cutting. You know what I mean?
I got better every single day, and you know what? I wanted to be better. And again, I didn't have YouTube to watch to get better. I had to watch them and learn from my mistakes. And that's exactly what I did, man. And that's why am I the best barber in the world? I'm not going to say I am. Am I good? Yeah, I know I am. But I stay humble. You got to stay humble because every day you're learning. There's new hairstyles. There's different techniques. And if you
there's different shaped heads, man. Skulls don't look the same without the hair on them. You know what I mean? Like you think you're coming up to another skull, and all of a sudden it flatlines because they got a flat head or something.
Dude, I'm scared to see myself with no hair. And I feel like my head looks like an alien's. Like I think it's gonna go and expand.
Rob, can you do a superimposition of JP with alopecia?
Please don't.
I wish I could.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I want it spotty. I don't want it bald.
I really have to wear the Schmedium Met shirt, which, by the way, I think it was 2-2 in the 6th inning for all you Yankee fans. So it's got to be like 3 innings left. So
the Yanks left 2 runners on. Yanks left 2 runners on in the 6th inning.
Assuming that we have a lot of viewers that definitely want to at least catch. For those of you that have been here on this huge baseball night, especially here on the East Coast, thank you so much.
And the Rangers start tonight too.
Fuck yeah, and we got to watch the Doyers. Hopefully the Doyers lose to the Padres because, got to be honest, man, I don't want to face that Dodgers lineup as a Mets fan.
Dude, I don't know if you want to face San Diego right now. They're freaking scorching.
I don't care. I don't. Just the Dodgers lineup gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, shit. 4-0 Rangers already.
Plus, I don't want to hear Jimmy Schmitzer for a month. Mr. 900 out of Vegas telling me.
I'm just gonna grab my charger upstairs and come right back down. So
yeah, do that, and then you can join us for the imbecile of the week.
Yep, for sure.
Do we have one?
Yes, we do. We do.
Holy shit! You did the Rubik's Cube again?
No,
yeah, he's
twice
that
in
good.
one show.
He's been doing it the whole time without even looking.
Twice in one show, man. That's
now I'm just flipping it.
No, you fixed it. You did the whole thing.
Oh, Baxter, you are my little Asian man.
Life is spinning out of control.
Your life is spinning out of control.
The best part of waking up, Folgers in your cup.
We haven't played that song in a while.
We don't need it. And if not for that Folgers commercial from 1982, none of that would have ever transpired.
That's true.
So let's pay homage to the fucking Folgers commercial. Now go.
The best part of waking up.
He just broke the Rubik's Cube. He got so jacked up.
No, I'll put it back. By the time we're done.
He'll put it back.
How'd you bowl this week, Johnny?
Our team won 5-2 in an epic battle on Monday night at Howell. We are currently tied for first. Let's go, Nick Emerald and Marvin Hidalgo. And then on Tuesday, my team
So he didn't say how he bowled. He said how the team bowled. So obviously the team bowled good.
I've been bowling great at Howell this year. I'm right around 230. I went in with a different game plan this year. I just decided to never, ever, ever throw resin unless the lanes are so goddamn easy that I have to. But pretty much every other lefty in the building that I consider better than me, every lefty in the building that I expect will be a good match. Parker, Amanda Nardiello, Tom Panabianco, Eugene Olsen, just to name
Who's on? Wait, you're not on the Henkel League. You're on the
Henkel, yeah.
Henkel's 5. I thought Henkel was 4.
Henkel's 4. Tuesday and Majestic is 5.
Oh, never mind. No, I fucked up. All right, my bad.
Almost there again. But no, I mean, almost every lefty I talked to this year is struggling compared to last year. And I just decided to go in with a different mentality because the lanes are so inconsistent and howl on both the left and the right. I just throw it up the lane, man. I'm somewhere around 10, 9, 8, literally trying to keep my hands so far under it that it feels like I'm shooting a 7-pin. And I can shoot the pocket and I can figure out a way to shoot 230 and like bail it out.
3 times.
3 times.
3 for 3.
Did you
Dude, that
do that Rubik's Cube just now?
he just
the
did.
second time on the
Third
show.
time. Oh, third. Could have
Dude,
been.
that's pretty good. You're borderline genius.
Come on,
That's
man. No, I'm just really, really crazy ADHD. And I told you when I get hooked on something, I get hooked on it. Or for those of you who actually think that I'm full of shit, I just happen to have 2 of them.
Okay.
So let's see that other one get done.
No, I can't do this. I'm not a
Wait,
fucking...
that doesn't make sense. Hold on. So you said for those of you who think I'm full of shit,
I am full of shit.
That's what I meant.
Very good.
That new
I couldn't even get the cubes to move at first. I'm like, I watched these guys do it in 10 seconds online.
I was absolutely impressed. You shouldn't. You just ruined it for me. Georgie and I thought you were a genius. So.
David Copperfield didn't really make the Statue of Liberty disappear either.
Yes,
Rob.
he did. Don't.
He made your neck disappear, but not the Statue of
gladly
Liberty.
go back to the lie. I would live the lie in your honor. Do we have an imbecile of the week, and then we can let Georgie go?
We do, but before we get into that, I'm excited for the new rollout in a couple weeks of the Brunswick balls.
Oh, league's going good for me too, guys. Thanks. That's fucking
That,
great.
Hang on. Speaking of that, I'm gonna go get something that I have to show you, even though I'm probably not allowed to or supposed to, but I don't give a shit, so I'll be right back.
Okay, cool.
Good.
Ocho, how you bowling on Thursday at Howell, buddy?
That
No, really. What did you shoot last week?
amazing again, as per usual.
So 6:30.
6:35.
That 6:32.
6:45.
6:32. Damn it.
Let's see, we're close.
No, I'm with JP. It's funny. Like I left my shit in the car all summer, and I'm at 219 already. Like it's just I'm already right up. For me, that's good. It's just stupid. It's not right. It's my finger grip went down the lane. Literally went down the lane as I threw a strike. So I had to have the.
Did they call it foul?
Go. What's that? No, it didn't flow. It didn't cross. I mean, technically, I don't think. Hey, is that a foul? Now that I think about it.
Is that like NASCAR when part of the
equipment went down the lane? Hey, JP, real quick. Remember I told you how my finger grip went down the lane?
Yeah.
Isn't that a foul?
No.
Okay.
As long as you complete the delivery and don't immediately approach over the foul line to go get it. So like,
oh, okay.
It's like if you've ever watched, Evelyn says hi, everybody.
Hi, Evelyn.
Hi, Ev.
That wasn't what I wanted to show you, by the way.
I was wondering.
I actually brought the item. So like when you watch the PBA tour, you like before they had the jerseys, you had like the patches, Bayer, Vice,
yeah, the Denny's and all that stuff, and
or like there was one time where even Parker was wearing a wristwatch, and he slapped it out so hard that he slapped his watch off into the gutter.
Oh shit!
If an obstruction, if something comes off of your person and crosses the foul line, that's not your physical body.
Okay.
As long as you complete the delivery and your first move is away from the foul line and not towards the item that you dropped, fine. If you throw the ball, and let's say your finger grip is far enough that you can reach into the
and
gutter,
you're chasing after,
you are actually allowed to pick up that finger grip.
Okay,
But
good
if
to know.
you step over the line to pick up what fell off of you, they can cite you with a foul.
Wow.
Most people in league, like if it's say at the arrows, will say go get it. But your
Yeah, it's not the spirit of the rule, though, right? Like they wouldn't.
The rule, your safest bet is to walk back, then ask for everybody to take a second so you can go out and get it, or who's ever.
Oh my shit was 3/4 down the freaking lane, so
Yeah,
the freaking girl chick had to go get it.
You're fine, and unless the rule has changed in like the last 75 years, That's always pretty much been constant.
I buried the ball too. No, it was just because Rob was so gracious to ask how my league was, after he asked you and then skipped me.
Brunswick unveiling party time.
Please tell me it's the white one.
Oh yeah. Well,
What do you got?
I mean, as if the name wasn't iconic enough, why not make it white ivory?
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Oh my gosh!
Why not make it white ivory?
So
dude, it looks like a giant gobstopper. My God, that's precious.
It looks like we want to be friends with it.
Oh, that's so pretty. I posted it yesterday. I'm like, I'm in love with that ball just by the looks of it.
I like the colors of the new motive, the Sub-Zero, or is it
Sub-Zero?
Oh yeah,
the Sub-Zero Forge.
Bro, the Forge. That ball looks sick.
It sure does. I hope it doesn't roll at your toe like it looks like it's going to. That Forge line has been kind of hit or miss for them. But yeah, I've reached the age where, like, with being on staff with Brunswick and the brands of Brunswick, I'm very selective with the balls I drill now, and I always just drill the ones that I find to be beautiful, aesthetically beautiful. I don't care if it's because I throw plastic urethane or like an axe anyway, pretty much everywhere I am. So.
Troy loves that new ball, by the way. He's been throwing it a lot lately, and he absolutely loves it.
I love when the ball looks like it's rolling way faster or like stronger than it really does, just because the pattern is so fucking wacky.
Totally.
I hate seeing my
what's
fingers.
Weird, man, is I've had success with white bowling balls. Even though everybody hated the Quantum Bias, the solid white one, I liked it. I absolutely love the Black Widow Ghost. I never got to throw the AMF XS, and to tell you the truth, I like the Arctic Vibe, which is predominantly white. So, who knows?
Different colors do different things. That's why they test. Isn't that why they have like overseas balls, right? Like, they'll make it a certain color.
Overseas balls are made a little bit differently. There's a little less load in the resins, simply because overseas lanes typically hook more than here in the States. But yeah, color definitely changes ball motion, 1,000%.
And if you notice, there's a pattern. Like a lot of new releases, all the bowling ball companies will use like almost like the same color.
Yeah, I see that too.
I've seen that a lot.
Yeah, you stick with a cover because I remember who talked about this, but it held true to me. It's technology can only advance so far in bowling. Like if you look at history, it was urethane in the 80s, it was resin in the 90s. They tried to make some particle and proactive bowling balls.
Yeah, and they just died after 30 games.
Yeah, they were too high load. They basically rolled like a glorified urethane ball. And then we went back to resin. And really, there hasn't been any other. I remember 900 Global tried to do, or Legends tried to add diamond dust particles, the titanium center in some bowling balls. I know when the Inception DCT came out with 900 Global, they tried to put a titanium center that was a pain in the ass because you couldn't drill an interchangeable thumb in it. But there's no real crazy advancements. If anything, we're backtracking. Everybody on tour that you see nowadays, they're not throwing the super high-end stuff. They all have at least 2 urethane balls in their bag. And the most popular balls still right now are the Storm Phase 2, the IQ Tour. The Ion is like one of the balls that's making a charge. The Widow series from Hammer. I mean, there's the technology of the balls that have worked for 20 years are still what works today. We had Rob in the chat earlier. Him and Big Mike were talking about how it's dumb nowadays to drill a ball when it first comes out. Wait 3 or 4 months. The technology from a ball that's released in June is no fucking different than a ball that's released in October. The only difference is if the ball comes out in June, you watch 50 people throw it, you'll know if it sucks or if it's good.
True.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. It's like when you get a new car and it's got the recalls on it.
Totally.
You know from watching everybody else what the ball does. So it's like, all right, maybe I should get this one or I shouldn't.
Sure.
Same thing with buying the new Xbox. You got to wait for the 3rd generation before they get all the fucking shit out of it. Because
the bugs out.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing with phones, with everything. All technology, right?
Yep. Yeah,
you don't want to be the first one to get it, but it is what it is.
Drugs.
All right, let's hit up the imbecile of the week.
Hurry up.
It's time for everybody's favorite segment.
If you guys don't know how to use a seatbelt, just ring your call button and Tommy will come back there and hit you on the head with a tack hammer.
You know, Lloyd, just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
Here's the imbecile of the week.
Some people are really stupid.
All right, this week's submission comes from my local page on Facebook. It is the gift that keeps on giving every single week. You gotta love the assholes that live in your city, and just to point out how much of assholes they are, it's fucking priceless. This first post here from Heather Phelps showing a actually it's a badass truck, but apparently he was late for something and just decided to go around everybody on the sidewalk. So she said this kid needs his license taken away. He drove on the sidewalk. What's that?
Isn't that what trucks are for, though? Like to go the off-road way? Like
I thought you were going to go that way.
big suspension, like
tough.
I'll get your guys' reaction on this. If you're upset with the poster for posting it, or the people in the chat here that I'm going to put up here. So she mentioned, unfortunately, some of you seem okay with this, which is sad. How is this driving behavior acceptable? And what I want to focus on here is the two for Brew, who calls the poster a Karen, and says she's breaking the law by using her phone to take photos while driving in a school zone. Now, let me go back to the photo here. Which angle, Johnny, is the picture, in your opinion, taken from? The driver's side or the passenger side?
Look at the passenger.
Okay, so I'm going to answer this in two parts.
Okay.
First of all, it looks like it's being taken from the passenger seat.
Okay.
So if Heather Phelps, in the midst of this, said to the person in her passenger seat, Alfred, get your phone and take this picture. I need to blast this piece of shit on Facebook. Then she is a Karen. Because I've seen people do idiotic shit too. And what I do is I say, look at this fucking asshole.
What an asshole.
Listening to Huey Lewis on the news.
And then you go back to your day.
Yeah. Then I go back to smoking a cig out my window. Then I go back to doing whatever the hell it is I'm doing. I am not so miserable in my own life that I need to publicly display everybody knows this kid's an idiot.
Right.
This person's an idiot. Everybody knows that. He's endangering lives, period. If there's somebody on the sidewalk, he's obviously breaking laws. He's going to get caught. And if anything, if you're that worried about the guy, call the cops on him. At least the whole fucking world, or whoever is in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, doesn't have to fucking see it. So, and the other thing is on Facebook, everybody is always going to refute or just speak their mind anyway.
Hey, Rob, did you put that thing over the license plate, or did?
No, they did. The poster did.
Yeah, because it's perfectly legal to post the license.
It is legal.
It's
what did
public
they do? Is it a
information.
video,
We
or is it
can't
just a picture?
access that. Only the
picture.
freaking cops can. So
It was a picture, Georgie. But it is public information to have your license plate out there.
she was like, "Look at this asshole who now is unidentifiable."
Well, I mean, it's not like you can go through the fucking database and find them out. Like,
my question is, how about the car that's sideways about 10 car lengths in front of the guy on the sidewalk?
I can't see.
What is that car doing?
Is that a car up
Is
front?
about to wrap around to the right?
No, it's taking a right.
That's
The light up there.
Anyway,
It's a
and
hard
yes,
right.
the kid from the high school, he needs his license taken. I'll tell you what, Heather, if he's in high school and he just recently got his license, I got my license on 9/11/2001, 10 minutes before the first tower was hit. That's not a joke.
Congrats.
That's not a joke. And in December, my third month into driving, I got pulled over on Route 18 at exit 22 for Colts Neck, heading to my ex-girlfriend Sue's house for going 91 and a 65. Because I only had my license for 3 months and I was in excess of 25 over the speed limit, they revoked my license for 3 months and I had to go to driving school. Only 3 months after having it. So I'm not sure how it works in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, but that guy's going to get what's coming to him if it's anything like that.
I'd like to see the video on what happened.
I wish they had a video on the whole thing, but it was only a picture.
I want to see the video of Johnny going to driving school, man. Tell me that would be a reality show and a half.
Oh my God.
So this person wants to read the law to everybody about how you're not supposed to take a picture of anything or have a cell phone in your hand while you're driving, and completely missed the point that her daughter was with her and she took the picture.
Yeah.
But there's some other guys here. Ian Marshall says, other than hurt your feelings, what the fuck did it hurt? Nothing. Motherfucking snowflakes. Grow the fuck up and mind your own business.
Hey, maybe she broke out in hives.
That in no way affects you.
Ian
We
Marshall.
don't know.
Do you agree with Ian's
What if she went into anaphylactic shock because
synopsis?
she fucking got this crazy
Ian Marshall
thing?
is my new favorite person for that comment.
What do you think, Georgie?
Basically what I just said, he just said it in a really dickish way.
Would you agree with that, Georgie?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you should just mind your own business.
Right.
Is what I think.
Okay.
Right.
A lot of you can get punched in the face for that.
Sam Cropper says, "Oh no, someone with a truck drove off road. How dare they?"
I mean, who cares? Like, I want to see a video to show like what they did.
Right. Yeah, that's true. S.J. Leonard says, "It blows my mind that people have nothing else to do besides make a post like this."
This is my new favorite person of the day, S.J. Leonard.
Joseph Davenport says, "Calm down, Karen. I'm sure you were a perfect driver in high school and didn't do anything stupid in the vehicle." So,
I love when people get flamed. I love it.
Hanging out the roof of my Firebird with my best friend Chris, and we would hang out the T-tops of my Firebird, and he would throw CDs frisbee style at people riding their bicycles. We would throw batteries at the fucking windshields of school buses as we passed them. We were sick fucks.
No,
See, I remember bashing mailboxes with fucking baseball bats when I was younger. Like stupid shit. I would never even think about doing that.
Right.
I would hang out in the back of my buddy Webster's Bronco and throw empty beer bottles out Stuffield Mountain, just all over.
Oach, we understand. Sorry to cut you off, Rob. Oach, we understand you got to go. Thank you for being here, brother. Sincerely appreciate it. Georgie,
so nice being on the show with you, buddy. Look
maybe you'll see his face someday. Oh, you son of a
stupid mother! God, kiss his ass.
Man.
Kiss your ass.
He's
That
fired.
is great.
He's fired. What a douchebag. No, maybe you'll get to see him one day.
You really just rip off a mask only to unveil a mask.
He did. He had that shit planned.
What an asshole.
This guy.
But seriously, Georgie, real quick, I'll let Rob close it, but I'm going to start the closure here because, again, thank you to everybody that was here tonight. We understand big baseball day, and there's 2 innings left in a tight Yankee game. George, thank you for being deep and intimate with us today, answering all the questions that we had for you. We've been wanting to have you on the show. While I have a chance, is there anything that you want to promote for your business right now before we go?
The only thing I would promote is my website. And if anybody out there is looking for a change, I'm not trying to steal anybody from anybody else because I'm humble and I have my own clients. But if anybody's looking for a change and they want to come check me out, I encourage you to do so.
Absolutely. And there it is at the bottom, everybody. www.suiteblendz with a Z, not the Easter egg S.
That's right. That's the Easter egg. Don't get it twisted. It's with a Z.
Well, I'm glad we know the difference now. So I corrected my poster here, but
that's all right.
Yeah, I didn't know. We absolutely appreciate you having on, and we thank you for supporting us, having us on while you're in your shop, while you're working too as well.
Yeah.
So we appreciate
I appreciate you guys having me on, and like I said, me and Johnny go back like car seats. So
I love that.
and anytime I can have a minute with him, we've spent multiple occasions inside and outside of bowling. So that's my dude. I love him, and I appreciate you guys a lot.
By the way, Roger, thanks for the update that Popeyes in Naples is still standing. So when I come down and visit, I'm glad that they're still open. I can get a bite to eat. Because
pray for the people in Florida right now. They're going to need it, honestly.
Yeah, I know.
You did it at the top.
This is real, dude.
Do it again now. Absolutely.
This is a real thing that's happening right now. So I just hope the people in Florida are safe. I really do.
There's another one behind it, from what I heard too. So
it's they're gonna get hammered, bro.
Yeah, it's not good.
I just hope people were smart enough to leave when they were told to leave.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, guys, that wraps up another edition of Straight Up 5. We will be back next week. Oh, by the way, Johnny, I didn't tell you, David Boog Kroll is coming back to the show next week.
Great.
So it'll be good to catch up with Boog. He hasn't been on in a few months, and catch up on what he's been doing since he was on the show. I know he's bowling fantastic as well lately too. He's also nominated for the Missouri Bowling State Hall of Fame. The ceremony come up here in a few weeks, so we'll have Boog on the show next week. Until then, guys, we appreciate everything you do for us, all your support. Our YouTube page is growing still. We're up almost close to 800 subscribers now. So
good for you.
Anybody that hasn't subscribed yet to our YouTube channel, just search Straight Up 5 Podcast on YouTube and leave us a sub. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And if you want to catch the audio version of this podcast, if you're on the road or on the treadmill, you want to listen to us, it's available on any podcast app. So until then, guys, we appreciate sport. We will see you next week for another edition of Straight Up 5.
Peace, guys. Thank you so much for having me on, too.
Thanks, Georgie. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, guys. And everybody, thank you for everyone who's watching.
We'll have you back.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you.
Thanks for listening to this edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. You can follow the show on Twitter at Straight Up 5 Pod. Follow Johnny Jr. at JPJR07. Follow Rad Rob at Rad Rob Gaming. And follow Dr. Ocho at the Dr. Ocho. Got a question for Johnny? Send your questions to straightup5podcast@gmail.com. We'll see you next time for another edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. Right here on the Rad Rob Radio Network.